And this has been my kitchen. Today on Cooking with SonicBlu, we're going to be doing something brand new and amazing and exotic, but very easy to mess up. Also very easy to cook. So how does that happen? How does that work? Well, we're about ready to find out just how easy / difficult it could be to make seared ahi tuna steaks. Here's my steaks. And the stakes are high here at the Cooking with SonicBlu kitchen because, well, you could mess this up very easily, but should be so easy to cook that even a caveman can do it. But anyway, enough about him. Let's talk steaks. First, what you want to do is get out your steaks, and then what we're going to do in this bowl over here is we are going to make our marinade out of soy sauce and medium. So first, in goes the soy sauce. Now you just need a bowl big enough to marinate those steaks over there, and you'll probably use a lot of soy sauce, but this stuff comes really cheap in the stores, so you can use a lot of it and make a marinade. Not a problem at all. This stuff is very, very easy to come by. Most grocery stores have it. What I'm just going to do is just about half a bottle of soy. And then we're going to add just about a splash or two of medium, depending on how much medium you like in your marinade. That'll do for the medium. Well, maybe a little more than that, because that is a lot of soy sauce. There we go. So 2 to 3 good splashes of medium. And let me go ahead and get a spoon. Spoon, come here. No, not that spoon. Nice. And we're going to stir our marinade very carefully. And I let the medium and the soy sauce meld together. Now, to give a whiff. It smells like soy sauce, but you can hardly smell the medium. So now what we're going to do is take our tongs, and I'm going to use the rubber tongs for handling our tuna steaks. And what we're going to do is drop them right into our marinade. And all we need to do is let this sit for about 10 minutes on each side. So we can do 2 at a time in this small bowl here. Or if you have a plastic bag like this one here, you can put them in a plastic bag, fill it up with your marinade of soy and medium, and put it in the refrigerator and allow them to marinate for about 10 minutes. Or you can leave it overnight if you want to. If you really want it saturated with soy and medium, then you can leave it overnight. But 10 minutes is the minimum time you need for your marinades. And then what we're going to do about 5 minutes later is turn these over and let them marinate the rest of the other 5 minutes out. So 5 minutes on one side, 5 minutes on the other side. We're going to marinate our tuna steaks each, and then I'm going to show you what to do from there. And while that is marinating, and we're going to do 2 at a time in that bowl, I'm going to show you some of the other things that we're going to be preparing along with our tuna steak. Now this is a very nice delicacy that's cost a lot in restaurants, but if you can perfect this recipe, you can have this a lot cheaper by making it in the home. I'm going to show you how to do it too. So next to our tuna steaks, we're going to have some rice, and we are going to put the ahi tuna steaks on top of a bed of greens that I've selected, and we are going to toss it with this mango vinaigrette, which has a nice sweet sort of flavor to it, and also because we got an abundance of it in the refrigerator and we need to do something with it. So that's our lineup, and that's what we're going to be doing. Now come back over here to the preparation table here for our tuna steaks. Now we've already made our marinade, and then once it's done marinating, we're going to get out the salt and pepper, and that's all we need for seasoning. Just salt, pepper, and then right in here to our coating. Our coating is consisted of white and black sesame seeds, and we're going to coat all the way around. And then I'm going to take it over here to our skillet, and under medium-high heat, nothing greater than that, is going to go into it some extra virgin olive oil, and just enough to allow our tuna steaks to sear for about 3 minutes. I like them kind of medium rare, medium kind of in the middle. But you might like yours rare, you might like yours medium rare, and so here's the time allotment for making this at home. If you like them rare, then leave them down for 1 minute and 30 seconds per side. If you like them medium rare, then 2 minutes per side is the time we're going to sear it. If you're like me and you like them in the middle, then 3 minutes per side. If you like them more well done, then it's 4 minutes per side. So it's very easy to determine all the time for searing your tuna steaks. Do not overcook them, because if you overcook them, you will ruin this recipe, and it's very easy to ruin. But if you know what you're doing, if you got the temperature right, you got everything on, pretty much set right, if you're doing everything that we're doing here tonight, following along with us, then you should be able to make these seared ahi tuna steaks as delicious as we're making them here tonight. So, about 3 minutes per side is what we're going to do tonight. And if you really feel insecure about, well, all you got to do is just look at the clock. Just keep your eye on the clock and do not leave the kitchen once you start searing. That's one thing you do not want to do. Like if the phone rings, let it ring. If you got to go to the bathroom, you should have gone before you started cooking. Remember what Mom used to say, you should have gone before we left. So anyway, that's the whole game plan of what we're going to do. And it's going to be a very interesting dish indeed. We've never done anything this exotic, but it's going to be interesting to see how well it turns out. And I really hope that you enjoy a nice, really good ahi tuna steak, as much as I really enjoy eating fish. And granted, I've never had this in the restaurants because it was way too expensive, and I've never made this myself, until one day I went to the store and I saw that these things were on sale at the grocery store, and I decided, I might as well make these and make a new cooking episode. Because lately all we've been doing is revisitations of some of the older recipes that I've done years ago. But now we're into something brand new. We're into ahi tuna steaks, and we're gonna sear them to perfection. Tastes beautiful and is an exotic treat for anybody in your family to enjoy. And we are talking 5-star cooking tonight. So don't let that intimidate you, and don't let the fact that you could easily ruin this meal intimidate you. Give it a try. Just come right on, and if you ruin it, you know what, you ruin it, but try to learn what not to do next time you try to make this. But in all seriousness, you should never be intimidated by food. That is one thing, because you are the cook. You're in control. That's the food. Never be intimidated by your own cooking. So we are going to get that marinated, and then we're going to come back and show you the next step. So stay tuned until then. And this, folks, is what 10 minutes of marinating your fish steaks will look like. Now, like I said, you can marinate them overnight, but it's not really that necessary since soy sauce is very easy to marinate. It doesn't take that long, and the flavor is that strong to where it will just meld right inside of your fish, and it will carry that flavor through and through. I like to clean as I go. Now, what we're going to do with this now is first we're going to season these fish steaks with a little coarse salt and a little pepper. So a little coarse salt on the top of these. A little pepper. Okay. We want to turn it over and season the bottoms. careful because they are now softer than what they used to be after being marinated. And you definitely want to only handle them with tongs and not your fingers, because that would just ruin the dish if it was handled too many times by human hands. Okay. And finally, this one. Okay, turn over. There we go. Okay, now we can do the other sides and repeat the process. Some salt. And a little pepper. Okay. Now the fun part. Let's move this over here. And what we're going to do is we are going to coat our fish steaks on all sides of our sesame seed mix. So get it all over, nice and coated on all sides. Be very careful not to knock any of the sesame seed back into the bowl. Okay, on all sides. And look at that, just picks right up and holds right on. That's the beauty part of marinating, because it makes it nice and moist for your coating. So, let's put this aside. Prepare our skillet, which is supposed to have been done already, but a little olive oil there, just enough to coat. Don't want any excess in there. Just swirl it around, make sure that the bottom is nicely coated in our olive oil. Turn it on to medium. Wait for that to get nice and hot. And while we're doing that, we're going to come back over here, continue coating and making sure everything is coated in sesame. Okay, now we're going to leave it just like that until we're ready. And then we're going to do the rest of our tuna steaks. And the beauty part about cooking all of this in a big enough skillet is that you can cook all of your fish at once and serve it, and everybody will get it at the same time, and it won't take that long to cook. So while we're waiting for that to heat up, let's go ahead and work on our salad. This is also going to be the bed of which we are going to lay our fish steaks upon. So we're going to lay down our salad. We're going to dress it with this mango vinaigrette, nice and sweet. I'm going to use this set of tongs to give them a little toss. Okay, I'm going to use 2 containers. Okay, I'll give that a toss. So that way it's nice and coated in that dressing. I can smell the mango in there. Now the beauty part about that is that that doesn't have to sit in the bowl. We can already get a head start on serving our plates. Just dropping it down right there onto our plate. And just letting the rest of our food there to prepare. Our salad will just be chilling right over here. And it will be there for us when we're ready for it. I'm going to put that over in the corner there. That's where our tuna steaks are going to go on top of. So you kind of want to prepare a nice sized bed for that. Right there in the corner of the plate. Okay. While this is getting finished, that oil should be well heated up by now, enough to start on our tuna steaks. Let's see. Well, it's definitely thinner, so that means that it's definitely hotter. But it needs to be hotter than that. So if you want to, go ahead, turn it up a little higher to get the oil hot. Turn it down when you're ready to sear your tuna steaks. And that will ensure that you don't overcook them and they're not too hot when you are ready to sear. But it will get the oil just hot enough and just right to that extra temperature, perfect for searing. Let's turn our rice down too. So our rice is now steaming, and we want that to be just as perfect as our fish steaks. So looking in at our tuna steak, it's still covered with that sesame very nicely. So you might set this guy aside here, right over here on the counter, very gently. Let's do the next 3 tuna steaks here. So get it down in there, get it nice and coated with the sesame. That side, and on all 4 sides of our tuna steaks. And those are all the sides that will be seared. Be very careful of that one. There is a cut in that particular one. Okay, let's do the sides first. That might make it a little easier to when we get to the tops and bottoms. So we'll do the sides first. And we might have just selected just the right amount of sesame seeds. Look at that. It was just enough to do 4 steaks, and 4 steaks is all we have to work with. A little piece of it that broke off there, but that's okay. Okay, now for the 4th one. That is our oil popping.
Yep, I think that oil's ready.
That oil will be ready for searing our tuna steaks here in a moment. So let me get the final coating done on this last steak. And we've just selected just the right amount of sesame seeds for this task. Look at that. Almost perfect, isn't it? But if it's not perfect, then it's close enough for government work, and that's the most important thing. Okay, there we go. Okay. Okay, now we're going to turn down our heat back down to medium. Give our oil another swish. And begin searing now. 1, and take a good look at the time. 10:15. 2, 3, 4. I have to kind of slide them this way because our oven stovetop is at a tilt. So 3 minutes per side, and that's just fine for searing your tuna steaks, especially if you like them kind of in the middle, like I do. 3 minutes is just perfect. Drop in 3 minutes, turn them over. And look at that. Beautiful. Beautifully cooked. That's just what we want right there. Nice color to it. Nice little singe of crispiness there. And your sesame seeds are still, for the most part, coating your tuna steaks. There we go. There's our 3 minutes. So we're going to turn them over to the sides. If you can get them to stand up on their sides.
If you can get them to do it, yeah.
Usually they are cut to allow you that ability and turning them over onto their sides. So you have to be very careful when performing that part of the task. And we're going to cook all the sides for approximately 3 minutes as well. As you can already tell, your tuna steaks are looking swell. Don't pull it and don't even know it. Sides you probably want to cook for a little less than what you've done on the other side. So if you cook yours for 3 minutes and you want them well, or medium, I should say medium, you'll probably want to cook the sides about 2.5 minutes, around 2.5 to 2:45. It doesn't really take that long to cook the sides because, well, the sides are not as long as the tops and bottoms are. So it's not going to take very long to cook those sides up. So let's go ahead and flip them to this side. Right there. And right there. And right there. And right there. So you just need maybe about, like I said, about 2.5 minutes at the most for the sides. Sides aren't going to be that needy to sear, like I said, because there's not much to sear on the sides. The more you're working with, the more they're going to need to sear. So the sides won't need 3 minutes; they'll probably need about 2.5 at the most if you're doing it for 3. Yep. Not that side, this side. Take a chunk out of that one. And then go around to this side. You can come around to this side. Okay. Okay.
You might have to prop it up against the other one.
Might have to prop it.
That's the only thing I could think of, is you have to prop it up against.
That's best they could do.
You're gonna have to hold that one.
I'm not even sure it's holding it in the position. Let me just put it up here. And that's 3. Don't talk with your mouth full. Don't tease your sister. Right now I'm offering parenting advice to my children.
You call those children?
Just going to take a quick look to which sides are done. That side, and that side. So that's all the sides. That's all the sides. That's all the sides. Now we're done. So here comes our ahi tuna steaks right onto the plate. There they are. Look at that, how beautiful they look on that spring mix. Our rice. It is done. So everything got finished around the same time. That's always good. Okay, so let me just bring these plates over. Okay, put this back over here. But it is a delicacy that would even make the king of all kings very satisfied. Okay, a little more rice for me. There's plenty more where that came from. Anyway, now, with the knife, take our tongs. And we're just going to cut with a non-serrated blade right down, and there is our tuna steaks. Done very well, or very medium rare to well, medium well I should say. So, With tuna steaks, they are supposed to be red in the center, but that depends on how long you want to sear it for. And if you want them pinkish in the middle, then you cook them medium well. And that's what we've done. 3 minutes medium well, being very careful when you cut your tuna steaks to make sure they don't flake. And as you can see, they are cooked very well done. And that, just that aroma of salad dressing just coming up there. Just really nice aroma. I mean, I wish you could smell what we're smelling here tonight, folks. It is a beautiful, beautiful aroma. Just the seared tuna steaks, accenting the beautiful mango dressing quite nicely. So let's turn these over a little and show you the middles of these. And if you cook them for about as long as I have, and you know, most of them will be cooked through and through, but a lot of people like them a lot more rare, and I do too. I like them rare as well, but I don't know, I've taken a liking to medium well as well. So, but there's your tuna steaks, all nice and seared. Come on, turn over. There we go. Nicely seared and ready to serve. Look at that. So there you have it, folks. There is our seared ahi tuna steaks. And so this dish is very easy to prepare in the home, but also very easy to mess up. So definitely keep your eye on the time when you're making this, and you have got yourself a meal fit for the king of all kings to enjoy in very privacy and comfort of your own kitchen. Now, of course, we can't really have just plain rice, so let's go get out that soy sauce. And you're glad you have enough soy sauce to pour right over that rice there. So there we go. So, while you enjoy the rest of the evening, I'm going to see what I can do about enjoying our ahi seared tuna steaks. Boy, is it going to be delicious. So, grab yourself a fork, dig in, and remember, if you're not cooking good, you're not eating good. This looks good enough to eat. Oh, that is good. Oh, that is so good. Now, folks, I thought I was going to taste a very strong flavor of soy sauce. No. I taste everything. I taste the tuna. I taste the soy, a little bit of medium, and some mango from our spring mix. That is fantastic, folks. Oh my God.
Not bad for your first time making this.
Not bad at all. Next time I want to try to cook it a little more rare and see how that turns out. Because, you know, I often see this being made on TV and in restaurants. Spring mix is good too. Oh man, that is good. Everything tastes so wonderful. Wow, I'm very amazed. Folks, I'm very beside myself right now. I've never made something this delicious in my life. And folks, this is up there in the top percentile of delicious foods. If you don't believe me, if you don't believe me, don't take my word for it. Try this at home and just see how good it can be. But yeah, I think next time I'm going to make it a little more rare, because I've often seen it made on TV where it's nice and deep red in the middle, and that's what I want to try too. So I'm going to sear this next time I make it for about, probably say a minute and a half to make it rare, or 2 minutes to make it medium rare. So I think that's what I'll do, 2.5 minutes, and then I'll just sear it. But man, this is really good as it is too. So try it for yourself and see just how good ahi seared tuna steaks can be in your home. So for Cooking with SonicBlu, this is SonicBlu Dark Code saying Auf Wiedersehen, sayonara, adios, and remember, if you're not cooking good, you're not eating good, and this is good. Good evening and welcome to another episode of Cooking with SonicBlu, and tonight we're going to be making something that I've never made before, but looks easy, but still difficult to mess up. No, I didn't say that right. Let me try that again.
No.
Difficult to mess up. It's real hard to mess this up. No, it's like mac and cheese. That's difficult to mess up. Anyway. And here's what our marinated chicken, that looks like chicken.
Tastes like chicken.
Better not taste like chicken.
It tastes like tuna.
Okay. Watching the time go by as I'm cooking my steaks all night. Otis Redding had that in mind when he was writing Doc of the Bay. Cooking up some steaks with Old Bay. Then I'll watch them either sear or flambe. Wow. I can turn anything into a cooking song. That just shows it.
Anything here? There we go.
I almost forgot the taste test, folks. I almost forgot to eat it.